I'd like to thank also Zoe and the other gentleman, Steve, giving us some entertainment after 6 months of yearning for some cut loose and have a good time and be human, see each other's smiles and love one another. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Six weeks ago, I was in a motorcycle accident over on Abbott Street. By the grace of God, I'm standing right here in front of everybody. Merely a broken femur instead of dead in a coffin somewhere. Sometimes in a situation like this, you get a little bit different perspective. You look through a lens, it's a little bit different than it was before. A couple of days after that accident, I came home and my brother Jimmy happens to be here tonight, came to visit me. Talked about a lot of things, my wife, Jimmy, and I. And we decided as a family unit, it was time to step up. Step up and make a difference for the city that we love so much. City that's given us our entire lives. For our children, it was time. Our city needed leadership. I woke up this morning at 3:53, and the first thing that popped into my mind was leadership. A great leader has courage, stand up in front of the people and be judged. Determination, I will never stop until the goal is succeeded. So much in today's world, we're living in problems, and you can never solve a problem unless you're in the solution. Being humble, knowing what you can and can't do, and seeking those that are great at your shortcomings, and inspiring them to see your vision and to want to achieve those goals themselves. Unconditional love. It's unconditional love that separates a good leader from a great leader. Our city is yearning for leadership. We live in the most amazing community. Yet when you look around through so many of our streets, it's tough to realize that we're arguably in the richest community in the world per capita. Our city is yearning for a leader that's willing to partner with our businesses for the first time to be an advocate and not a problem. Our homeless are yearning, they're dying for a leader that's willing to care for them unconditionally. Our housing crisis, we need housing in this town, and we need a leader that's willing to get all the property owners, to get all of the developers in the city in the room to solve this problem. And it's not just low-income housing in Salinas. We don't need people coming from another community in here to tell us all we can have is low-income housing. We need all housing. We need jobs in this city. Our leadership has neglected our job base here. We've watched over the years McCormick and Schilling, Smuckers, Capital One, Firestone, the list goes on and on of businesses that just leave. And the surrounding communities have prospered through the lack of our leadership by building business parks, and the great companies like Taylor Farms moving to Gonzales, Man Packing moving down there, moving out of this area to San Juan Bautista and other areas because our city's just unwilling to play ball. Our infrastructure at every level is breaking down on us and needs our leadership. Financial responsibility. We must be accountable to our constituents. When I look at our business community, I've opened a couple of businesses myself. Our family was in business a long time. And I look at these examples of restaurants just being held over the coals for hundreds of thousands of dollars only to be closed before they open. I look at phenomenal businesses and business leaders in this community that are attacked by our city attorneys. Makes me sick. I look at our homelessness problem here, and these people have been failed by us. There is a solution. We have the solution. Partnering with our federal government, our state government, our county, our surrounding municipalities and the amazing private sector that we have, these incredible organizations that fight this cause fragmented. I'm the one that can bring these people all in the same room. And we're gonna put all pretenses behind us, and I don't care what sect people are worshiping, where they come from, or who they are, but we're no longer gonna discriminate against an organization, a great one like the Salvation Army, who knows more about homelessness, more about alcoholism, and more about addiction than anybody on this planet. They will be a mainstay in that discussion. Our housing crisis, you can go around these neighborhoods and we see cars on lawns and sidewalks, multiple families packed into a 1,200 square foot home. Nobody wants to live that way. Our people have been so failed for so many decades by our city leadership. It just is gut-wrenching to me. Our agricultural community is the greatest community in the world, without question. We see these people up on that mountain over there, these millionaires. They have no regard for their own lives. They're rolling their sleeves up and they're getting livestock off the hill. They're saving homes, chasing fires. Where do you see that? This is the most amazing community. Mike Lipe as mayor will be the best and biggest partner to our agricultural community that they've ever dreamed of having. We need to harness this, and we need to be their partner to protect them as best we can and help them permeate their international challenges. And they will in return give us that leverage to bring tens of thousands of jobs, a true push for ag tech, not just developing some website and hoping the phone's gonna ring. I'm the cold caller that's gonna go into that city office and make 200 calls a day. And we're gonna bring in great businesses, and we're gonna leverage and harness this agricultural community's power and bring those companies right here. Our infrastructure needs here, as we all know, are paramount. As I skid across that road on Abbott Street and bumping my head on the potholes, a couple things dawned on me. Wasn't gonna die that way, and my kids deserve better. I also learned there's a few more potholes than I knew. Excuse me for touching my nose. I know it's against the law or something. I'm negative just in case anybody. Our infrastructure, we've got an initiative here, Measure X. It was designed to fix our streets and sidewalks. $105 million over 30 years. And our city decided to get into the discounting business like they're a business banker. Decided, well, maybe we should get some cash now. What did they do? They sold that $105 million for $37 million today. And they crippled our city for the next 25 years. How are we gonna fix our stuff if we don't got the cash? Why does our city believe that they are an investment banker? And why are they treating our constituents with the lack of fiduciary responsibility that they have? Our city, financially, is a disaster. $100 million in unfunded liabilities, and I had somebody say, well, every city's got it. Oh, they all got unfunded liability. So does that make it right? Is that the best way to permeate for our citizens and our residents and our constituents? Absolutely not. And just to leave with another example, we don't want to swim in the problem too much, but we got to identify it. When I look and see our city manager making $319,000 a year in compensation, and an assistant city manager making $320,000 in compensation, I'm disgusted. But the upside to it, when I win this mayorship, it will be much easier than I thought to save that $19 million that we're behind because of COVID. This community, as we see here, is an amazing community. I'm running for mayor because I will be this partner for our business community, the greatest partner the city's ever had. I unconditionally love this city. I'm born here, raised here. I was graced with a wonderful set of parents. My father, some of you may have known, was an amazing relationship builder. His father was an amazing relationship builder. And I'm lucky to have a brother that I have. It's an amazing business person and relationship builder. It's really been a driving force behind this. And I appreciate you so much, Jimmy. Jimmy. And if you could come up here and say a couple of words, but I'd like to finish with, I'm Mike Lipe. I'm running for mayor. I'm from Salinas. I'm for Salinas, and we're going to move Salinas forward for our future generations. My Spanish is very. I intended to go to adult school and start taking Spanish, become fluent. It's closed because of COVID. But there's something that encapsulates us. You know, oportunidades para todo. We need opportunities for all of us. So I humbly ask for your vote, and I thank you so much for all your support. Jimmy, if you wouldn't mind, say a couple words.